Just need to cover just a couple of things. It's mainly at the start of the match. But here, we're starting bottom mid because there's a team kind of dispositioned above the middle stairs. And the thing is, I didn't know if that enemy team was going to rotate mid. They could have rotated down here to take our mobs. Or they can rotate to their top, not the top, but their bottom right mobs and flank the attackers that we have on that side. But I'm having to start bottom left because there's only, prior to us going there's only like 3 people. And we have like 40 people stacked in mid for some reason, and nobody wants to rotate over to help out here. So we're here to help. I told you place your AoEs over here, top of the circle. Main reason is because if that team does end up rotating downward, I want you to already have AoEs precasted here. So then it's going to force them to either, switch to the left or switch to the right to attack us. But here, they don't rotate down. We have no problem clearing these mobs. They do rotate down after, and that's where the issues start to come in. So here, you see you don't have sight running. And I asked you after the game, like, did you not see the champ? And you said you didn't see them. The reason why you didn't see them is because you don't even have sight up. Like, no champ's gonna just walk forward and punch you, right? They're gonna hide first and then walk forward. That's the reason why, that's definitely why you need sight up. So I know I told you at the start, don't start with auto skill turned on. Main reason why I don't want that to be turned on is because I don't want your first skill cast to be sight. Especially if we are on their side of the mobs and we're there to take their mobs. Because your first skill needs to either be SG or gravity, not sight. So after, the first 2 casts once the game starts, you need to turn your auto back on. Also, another thing, if you ever auto follow me, when you stop auto following me, it's gonna turn your auto off. So you have to re-enable it. But just keep in mind, keep an eye on your auto, make sure it's turned on. Because I know you're not going to manually cast sight every 15 seconds. So just make sure your auto is turned on. And that's very important, having vision up, because even I think it's 3 games ago, we were on their side of the mobs, we cleared it, and then we rotate to the choke point. And while we're doing that, there's 6 of us walking to their choke point, and there's a Synex who just literally walks straight through all of us. I saw him because I have Ruwalk up. But the thing is, I can't knock him out of stealth because I just don't have any damage skills on my skill bar. Thing is, the other 5 people we were walking with, it was you and a bunch of other DPS. But nobody was running sight. All of you guys need to be having sight up, because the thing is, right now that Synex getting through, fine. He's probably not going to do much. We're going to hit level 90 soon. That's when they're going to get Grimtoothed and SBK. And if we just let them roam around freely back here, they can easily steal our mobs. They can go and actually flank our main stack at the choke. We don't want things like that to happen, so you need to keep sight up, knock those Synexes out of stealth. I don't know if we'll be able to kill them. It depends on the rest of the team, if they, if they're just on auto follow to the choke point, or if they see, hey, there's a Synex there, I need to switch focus and kill them before they get away. I don't know, we'll see later on once cross server comes out, or at least once level 90 comes out. So here, like I said in the previous video, champs are out. You need to keep safety wall up. Especially if you're going to be pushed out here, like this. Because you're going to see you get picked off. Right away, you get picked off from a champ. You can see here, so you casted your AoE. You're treating it like we're the ones being aggressive and trying to push forward. If you look at our numbers, we're outnumbered. You're here on the front line, you actually see more of their people rendered on the screen than I do. But you can clearly tell, like, we're outnumbered. We don't need to be pushing forward. We need to be moving backwards while you're still casting AoEs forward. But you're pushing forward for some reason. So here, you know, get res, you do move back, but you kind of just linger in this area when you need to keep moving back. And then I also had to stop and type to tell you, like, cast safety wall, because you're not casting safety wall. You just got picked off twice in a row by a champ. But yeah, I don't know, you're not casting safety wall. So I gotta keep reminding you, cast safety wall. And then while I'm doing that, you know, they're pushing up. I need to keep pushing back, but I can't because I had to go type all of that to you. And you're gonna see we both get pulled by Earthlord here. And it's pretty much, we're pretty much just gonna die because we can't get out of it. So here, we die, reset. Because we already know there's a champ on that bottom right side, you need to push up with your safety walls, and as well as using your smoky card. So here, the champ even reveals himself right here. You have more vision than me because you're pushed up here, so you should have been able to see him much easier than I could. There's the champ right there. And you're gonna see him again right here. Like, you know there's a champ right there, but you're pushing forward, you're not even placing safety wall, and then you get picked off again. I mean, it's fine because I can just res you, but you shouldn't be getting picked off like this. You can easily have prevented that. So you need to get better at using your safety walls, using your Smoky card. I mean, Smoky wouldn't have saved you because he did have Ruwalk up, but the thing is, the reason why you want to Smoky when you move forward, because you already showed him you're right here. So now he's planning on how he's going to pick you off. If you Smokied at least, he would have to get in range of you with sight to be able to find out where you're at and then plan, okay, how am I going to pick you off? But the thing is, if he's in range for him to be able to see you while you're hiding, if you have sight up as well, you should be able to see him. And so you can see like, oh, he's waiting for me, you know, maybe I need to put a safety wall or back up. But you don't. You just get picked off again. I mean, I'm not sure if you're playing on PC or if you're playing on your phone. When you're pushing forward, hover safety wall on you. This is mainly if you know there's a champ there. Hover, I mean, you'll see I usually, like right here, I have my mouse hovering over me. So that way, whenever I click my hotkey for safety wall, I can just press the hotkey and then click on my character. You know, you need to be doing the same thing if you're playing on PC, if you're playing on your phone and you're using the dual wheel setup. I'm not sure if it's still bugged where it's not auto casting on you and it's just auto casting on your pet. But if it's still bugged, you need to, you know, hover the skill on top of your character. So hopefully if you do see the champ, you can safety wall before his punch actually connects with you. Eventually, okay, so here you also need to kind of be aware of what type of damage you're taking. So you can see, you're gonna see an SBK start smacking you. So I put a Numa down. Now his SBKs aren't really hurting, so you didn't really have to move onto it. But for cross server, you know, you're getting hit by both a melee and a ranged skill. I'm not sure which one of these is stronger, which one of these are weaker. I mean, if that definitely hurt, like if that took more than 25% of your HP, you definitely should probably just stand on the Numa. And then here, so I didn't like how I was positioned. So you're gonna see me, I walk off. The only reason why I walked off though, is because I can see that I have my pet devoing me. So if a champ were to come, you're gonna see that champ try to pick me off. But if a champ were to come and try to pick me off, my pet's devoing me. So even if he does punch me, it's just gonna kill my pet, and I'll still be alive. I don't see your pet here. I don't know if it's just dead or if you actually removed it as well. But you know, a situation like that, you don't like your positioning, you're on safety wall, but you see your safety wall still on cooldown. But if you see that your pet is devoing you, you can reposition. You're safe to reposition. Here I reposition. I mean, if my pet didn't devo me, I wouldn't have safety walled in time, and so I would have died here. But it's fine because you know my pet is devoing me. So his Azura got wasted on my pet. Here, I think you know we cleared them out, and then we're gonna go on to their side. I think there's like a small group at the top of the stairs. You can see like you know, I'm pushed up pretty far on the front, and I'm in FS. I don't want to get punched, right? So I smokey and I move forward. I'm not worried about a champ punching me because the one that was punching people, you know, he's still kind of on the bottom left. But if I do see, you know, a champ, I have time to back away. Because they're not, you know, they're not, I'm hidden. So they're not going to see me unless they even have Ruwak or Sight Up. So they can't really plan, they don't have the information that, oh, there's a guy here. I can plan on how I'm going to pick him off. No, I'm hidden. And by the time they see me, I should be able to see them and I can, you know, quickly back off and put a safety wall if I need to. I mean, here, just pushing to the choke. I mean, most of it's pretty much the same as every other match. We just hold them at the choke. There are some things I needed to point out here. I didn't really see you use Gambitine much. You know, there's a bunch of, I saw a bunch of sinks. There's like right here or on the main choke. They had sinks. You need to clear those out when you can. And then here, you're gonna see there's a huge stack of them just right here. They have some AoEs here. I mean, you do die. Eventually, they stop casting AoEs there. Actually, not only that, there's an opening right here that you could have just stood right here and then cast a deep AoE onto them. But you don't do that. You actually, what you do instead is you rock into the AoEs here instead of going around. Another thing too is you didn't even have to move forward to cast your, I mean, put a SG there, try to see. So you could have stood right here. You can target this wall right here. So if you know, you pull up your targeting skill, right? The max range is probably right here. But it extends for, like the max range that you can place the middle of the skill should be right here. Which is fine because your skill still extends this far out. So you can cast SG and the edge of the skill will still hit the defenders here. So what you could have done, like you could have just put your SG right there. You put it, you put it here. You're supposed to be on the wall. But cast your SG there. See how they react. If they don't move or if they're frozen because, you know, they're not moving because they're frozen, then you can kind of move up a little bit more and then place your gravity field. I mean, if you see defenders on a wall like that, drop an SG, see how they react. If they don't move and they're not placing AoEs here, then you're free and safe to just move up and place a deep gravity field on them. I mean, here I'm not really worried about a champ just like walking around the wall or even going through the choke point to pick people off, so not really putting safety walls here for you on the front line because I'm not too concerned with the champ there. I like you see there's some sinks. I'm not sure if those are our sinks or their sinks. But I mean, regardless, if you see a sink in this choke point, definitely just try to gambitine it. If it's our own sinks, it's not gonna remove it, so you don't have to worry about removing a guild member's sink because it won't remove it. And then here at the choke point, the main choke point, do not be like these people over here that we have guild members that are constantly dying in the choke point up here. Do not be like them. Like once you get rezzed, make sure you move back. You usually do a good job of this, but do not be like those people and, you know, keep dying inside this choke. Here you're gonna see a Whitesmith run out. I'm not sure if this is your Magnolia card that slowed him or if that was your Napalm Vulcan. Let me put it on a normal speed and see. Now you're casting Gravity, so I don't know if that's your Napalm Vulcan or if that was just from Magnolia card, but you can see this is why you need to. I told you that the Napalm Vulcan, the people that just leak through, because once they get slowed, you see how slow he is? And he's easy to pick off once he's slow like that. Now he can Panacea the slow, but like I said, like a lot of people for some reason don't use Panacea to clear CC. I mean, probably like most people that you're going to be fighting on map 2 aren't like the hardcore PvP players. So I wouldn't count on them clearing Panacea. I mean, I wouldn't count them on using Panacea to clear CC like that. You'll see, like I said, there's just people constantly dying. Our team that's just dying in the choke point for some reason. There's actually like, I res like the same person 2 times in a row after that second one. I'm not resing that same person again. But you know, if you do die, just back up. You don't want to be like that Spirit Dight person just constantly dying in the same spot, because now you're, you know, say there's someone actually important to res in the choke point and we can't res them because this person's blue gem is just constantly in the way. So just don't be like that person right there. And then, you know, there's Sanks here. Those are like leader Sanks. You know, work a little bit more on casting your Gambitine in the future, because I don't even think I saw you cast it once on this game. So just make sure you do that for next game. And that's pretty much it for this one. It's just, you know, actually cast your safety walls, utilize your Smoky card, especially if you're advancing forward and you know there's a champ nearby. And then same thing over here, back at this when they were pushing down on us. You don't need to push forward. You just have to keep moving back and place your AoEs forward, because the reason why, if we can stay alive and you can constantly move back and place your AoEs forward, you'll see that they're going to be standing on your AoEs. So they'll either, you know, you'll kill maybe a couple of them and then we'll have reinforcements come and help, or you know, if we do end up dying, at least you took out some of them. And so it's going to take them a little bit of time to recover the ones that they lost. Another thing to point out here, because they're pushing heavy on us, I mean, you can cast one SG, that's fine. But you need to, don't cast like 3 or 4, like say you cast another SG here, you only needed to cast 1. You're not playing a support build. Not only that, it's not like me fighting against Bread Society. Like we're not fighting whales here. So you can actually drop Gravity Field and it'll do some damage to these players. So you needed to be stacking your gravities here instead of casting like 3 SGs in a row. We need the damage more than, like, those people are CC'd, it's fine, but we need the damage here to try to hopefully kill these people. As you can see, like, at least with me, they took a while to kill me. I mean, I'm not even healing right here. Like, I took like what, half a second to res you. Like, if I was at least able to heal, maybe we could have like stayed alive a little bit longer. And we did have one person come rotate over, but you know, it's not enough. We just die and then we have to reset. But you know, just keep in mind, you don't need to cast like 5 SGs in a row. You're not playing a support build. You're still playing DPS. Because, you know, the competition on here, it's not to the point where your gravity is just useless. It still does damage. So don't try not to cast more than 2 SGs in a row. But I mean, if they're pushing heavy like that, you just need 1 SG. You really need to be stacking your gravs for the DPS. So just keep that in mind for it probably be for next week. I don't think the guild we're fighting Saturday is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be an interesting one. So I mean, just try to use that next game for a little bit of practice, but definitely against Dynasty 2 again next week. Try not to repeat the same mistakes you made in this game.